So if you spend any time at all trying to figure out how to, build some income online, you've probably seen all those messages, right?
Oh, yeah. Quit your job, make money from the beach.
Earn passive income while you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And usually there's one big model they push, affiliate marketing.
Exactly. And look, while those millionaire overnight claims are, well, mostly just hype, there's a solid truth underneath. Affiliate marketing really is probably the most accessible way to get started in e-commerce.
Why is that exactly? What makes it easier than, say, starting your own brand?
Well, it boils down to complexity, or rather, the lack of it. You're basically cutting out huge chunks of the typical business hassle. You don't have to worry about inventory or shipping or logistics or dealing with customer service headaches.
Okay, so you're essentially just the connector, the trusted middle person.
You got it. You're focused purely on linking a buyer who needs something with a product that solves their problem.
But, and this is a big but, I think, for most people starting out, the internet is just overflowing with advice. And honestly, a lot of it seems conflicting or just plain bad. You search how to start affiliate marketing and boom, 1,000 different answers screaming at you.
That's the noise we want to cut through today.
Yeah.
Seriously, we've looked at the strategies the real top earners use, people genuinely making six figures, sometimes even per month, and we've sort of distilled it all down.
Into what? Like a clear plan?
Yeah, into a clear, actionable blueprint. We're aiming to give you a really detailed, step-by-step guide to building an affiliate business that actually works, something sustainable.
Okay, love it. Let's start right at the beginning then. The absolute foundation. We need to be crystal clear on what affiliate marketing is. What are we actually doing here?
Fundamentally, it's performance marketing. That's the core idea. You, the affiliate, get rewarded by a business, the merchant, for driving a specific measurable result. That's the performance bit.
And how do we, perform this service? What's the mechanic?
So, you find products or services that are relevant to an audience you build. Then you create valuable content around it, maybe a review, a guide, a how-to video, something useful. And crucially, inside that content, you place a unique tracking link. That's your affiliate link.
Okay, the magic link.
Right. And when someone clicks that link, goes over to the merchant's website, and then does whatever the agreed-upon action is, usually making a purchase, you earn a commission.
It really sounds like a neat little ecosystem when you put it like that. Everyone wins.
It is. The customer finds a solution, the merchant gets a sale they might not have otherwise, and you, the person who made the trusted recommendation, you get paid for making that connection happen. It's a win-win-win.
All right, before we dive headfirst into the how-to, let's talk money. Because honestly, we need a bit of a reality check here. That whole millionaire overnight thing, we need to just throw that out the window immediately, right?
Absolutely. Let's debunk that myth straight away. It does a massive disservice. So, earnings potential. If you look at the actual data, not the sales pages, yes, the absolute top tier, the elite, they are pulling in incredible numbers. 6 figures a month, maybe $100,000 plus. It happens.
But that's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
What's more, average. For someone doing it well.
Yeah, the average for a successful affiliate marketer, someone who's put in the work, built a solid site or channel, it's closer to, say, $8,000 per month, which is still fantastic money, but it's a world away from $100K plus 8 fee. Setting that 8K expectation is much healthier.
Okay, $8,000 a month, that's definitely motivating, but it doesn't just appear after a few weeks of setting up a website, does it?
Yeah.
What's the real timeline investment someone should be prepared for?
No, definitely not. This needs a clear-eyed perspective. Building a genuinely profitable affiliate business takes time. You should probably budget, realistically, at least a couple of years of consistent, dedicated effort.
A couple of years, wow.
Yeah, think about it. Creating content, learning SEO, building links, optimizing. It's not instant. It takes dedication, consistent time investment, and while the upfront financial cost is low, you will need a little bit for things like a domain name, website hosting. You have to treat it like a real business, not just a side hobby you dip into.
But the upside, the payoff for that commitment is potentially huge, right? It's not just about the monthly income. You're building something else.
That is the absolute key insight, yes. You're not just earning like a salary replacement. You are building a digital asset, a real online business that has significant sellable value.
Like a piece of real estate almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Right.
And we've seen some incredible examples, site exits, that prove this value. Remember the Wirecutter? They sold to the New York Times way back in 2016.
How much was that again?
Around $30 million. And they commanded that price because they became the absolute authority, the go-to source for consumer electronics and home goods reviews. They built massive trust.
And there was a more recent one, even bigger, right? VPN Mentor.
VPN Mentor, yeah. Sold for a staggering $150 million in 2021.
Whoa. Why so much?
Well, they nailed two things: demonstrating deep expertise, what Google calls EEAT, which we'll get into, and crucially, they had diverse traffic sources and promoted high-paying recurring commission products. That's a big one we'll discuss later. These exits show that a well-built affiliate site isn't just income. It's a potential seven-figure asset you can sell.
Okay, so the potential is definitely there long term. Let's nail down the payment stuff, though. You click a link, someone buys. But it's not always just about sales, right? There are different ways you get paid.
That's right. We generally talk about three main types of events or commission structures that trigger a payout for the affiliate.
Okay, what's the first one? Probably the simplest.
That would be clicks or pay-per-click, PPC. Here, you get paid a really small amount, like pennies, just for sending someone to the merchant's site through your link. Doesn't matter if they buy anything.
Is that common?
It's pretty rare for smaller individual affiliates. You usually see it more with huge content platforms that drive massive volume. Not really a focus for beginners.
Okay, what's next? Something a bit more valuable than just a click.
Right. That's leads, often called cost per action or CPA. With this model, you get paid when someone completes a specific action that's not a direct sale. Think things like filling out a contact form, signing up for a free software trial, downloading a white paper.
So you're bringing them a qualified prospect.
Exactly. You're getting paid for moving someone valuable further down the merchant sales funnel.
And then the third one, the main one.
That's sales. This is the bread and butter for most affiliates. You get paid when someone clicks your link and actually completes a purchase. The commission can be a flat fee per sale, but more often it's a percentage of the total purchase price.
And how quickly does that money actually hit your bank account?
Most programs and networks pay out monthly, that's standard. But if you start driving really significant volume, some smaller, more niche programs might offer weekly or even daily payouts once you cross a certain earnings threshold. It helps with cash flow if you're scaling fast.
Gotcha. So once we understand how we get paid, the next big question is, where do we find these products and these special tracking links? It seems like a nightmare trying to contact every single company individually.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that starting out. There are two main ways you source these opportunities. You can either work directly with the merchant through their own in-house affiliate program, or you go through a third-party platform called an affiliate network.
Okay, let's break those down. Why would I bother going direct to a company's own program? What's the advantage there?
The big advantage, especially once you have some traffic and proven results, is negotiation power. If you can show a company you're sending them valuable customers, you have leverage to potentially negotiate higher commission rates or better payment terms.
Because there's no middleman taking a cut.
Exactly. The merchant isn't paying a network fee, so there's potentially more margin to share with you. Plus, you can build a much stronger, more direct relationship with the brand's marketing team, which can lead to other opportunities like exclusive deals for your audience.
Makes sense. But for a beginner, the networks sound easier, like a one-stop shop.
They absolutely are, usually the best starting point. Think of networks like ClickBank, ShareASale, Awin, Commission Junction. There are many. They act as massive marketplaces.
So you sign up once and get access to lots of different companies.
Precisely. You get one dashboard to manage potentially thousands of different merchant programs. Payments are generally more reliable too because the network guarantees them, and their tracking and reporting tools are often really robust, which is vital for figuring out what's working.
Okay, we can't really talk about affiliate platforms without mentioning the gorilla in the room.
Yeah.
Amazon Associates. Is that still the go-to for someone just starting out?
You know, despite some changes and often lower commission rates, yes. For a beginner, Amazon Associates is still incredibly powerful, mainly because of trust and conversion.
Everybody trusts Amazon checkout.
Everyone. People have their payment info saved. They trust the process. It's frictionless. So even though the commissions might be relatively low, often in the 3% to maybe 4.5% range for many categories, the volume of sales you can get often makes up for it, especially early on.
And people tend to buy more than just the one thing you recommended, right?
That's the other kicker. Someone clicks your link for a $20 gadget, but then they add a $500 TV to their cart before checking out within the 24-hour cookie window. Wow. You often get commission on the whole cart. So yes, it's a fantastic high-trust starting point, even if the long-term goal is often to find higher-paying direct programs or other networks.
All right, let's get into the actual blueprint. You said step one is choosing a profitable niche, and you really stress this is the most critical step where so many people stumble. Why is it so make or break?
Because your niche choice dictates literally everything else. It determines the products you can promote, the kind of content you need to create, who your competition is, and ultimately what your income selling could be.
So a bad niche choice can sink you, no matter how good your website is.
Absolutely. A great niche can sometimes even save a mediocre website, honestly. But a terrible niche one, with no demand or impossible competition or no good products to promote, will kill even the most beautifully designed, perfectly optimized site. Your niche has to be viable, it needs to be specific enough, and ideally it helps if it's something you actually have some interest in or knowledge about. Passion helps sustain effort.
Okay, so if we're brainstorming ideas, we need a checklist, right?
Yeah.
Some criteria to filter potential niches. What makes a good niche?
Yep, there are 4 key things I always look for. First, evergreen relevance.
Meaning it's not just a fad.
Exactly. Demand for the core topic shouldn't just disappear after 6 months. Think about something like, say, credit repair or personal finance advice. People always need help with money. Compare that to, I don't know, promoting specialized gear for a very specific, trendy hobby that might fade away. You want predictable, year-round interest if possible.
Okay, evergreen. What's number 2?
Multiple affiliate programs. This is non-negotiable for risk management. You cannot build your entire business relying solely on one merchant's program, especially not just Amazon.
Why not? What's the danger?
Because they can change their terms overnight. Imagine you built a whole site around promoting, say, one specific web hosting company that paid a 50% commission. Then one morning they email everyone saying commissions are now 5%. Your income just vanished. You need multiple options, multiple programs within the niche you can promote.
Diversification, got it. Third criterion.
High demand. You can't just guess that people want this stuff. You need proof. This means using keyword research tools, Ahrefs, SEMrush, even free ones, to start to verify that there are thousands of people already searching online every month for information and solutions related to your niche topics. If nobody's searching, you won't get traffic.
Makes sense. You need an existing audience. And the last one. We don't want to pick a fight we can't win.
Exactly. Manageable competition. For a beginner, finding a niche with relatively low competition is ideal because you can start ranking and getting traffic much faster. You don't want to try and compete directly with huge Fortune 500 companies or massive media sites right out of the gate.
But you said some competition is actually good.
Yes, that's the important caveat. If you find a niche where there are absolutely zero competitors, zero other affiliate sites, it usually means one of 2 things. Either there's no money to be made there, or the market is just impossibly small. Some competition proves the niche is viable and monetizable. We're looking for that sweet spot where people are making money, but the absolute giants haven't locked down every single keyword.
I really like the strategy you mentioned earlier about noting it down. Starting super broad, like just finance, feels overwhelming, like trying to boil the ocean.
It totally is, and it's the fastest way to fail because you'll never establish authority. Niching down is the single best way to build what Google values. EEE, that's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. You can't be an expert in all of finance.
So you start broad, like
But-
finance. Then what?
Then you drill down, go from the broad niche, finance, to a more specific sub-niche, maybe like retirement planning. Still broad, but better. Then you go even further down to a micro niche. Within retirement, maybe you focus specifically on, say, gold IRA investments or 401k rollovers for freelancers.
Oh, okay. So hyper-specific.
Yes. That extreme specificity allows you to become the go-to expert on that one thing. You can cover every possible angle, answer every user question with incredible depth. That's how you build authority and trust, which leads directly to conversions.
But wait, doesn't going that specific, like only focusing on gold IRAs, limit your audience size too much? Aren't you cutting off tons of potential traffic?
That's a really common and good question. Yes, you are sacrificing total traffic volume. But what you gain is immense traffic quality and sky-high conversion intent. Think about it. Someone searching for best gold IRA rollover companies for 2024 is infinitely closer to making a decision and thus clicking your affiliate link than someone just searching what is investing.
Right, you're attracting buyers, not just browsers.
Precisely. You want the high-intent traffic even if it's a smaller pool. And the beauty is, once you completely dominate that micro-niche, you can then strategically expand outwards into adjacent sub-niches from a position of strength.
That really changes how you think about competition. Okay, so we have an idea, we've niched down. How do we quickly check if it's actually viable without spending 6 months building a site just to find out it sucks? You mentioned using business marketplaces.
Yeah, this is a great little hack. Use online business marketplaces like Flippa. Don't actually buy a site unless you want to, but use it for research. Browse the affiliate websites currently listed for sale in or around your potential niche.
And look at their financials.
Exactly. Look at the seller's verified proof of income. How much revenue are they really generating per month? What specific affiliate programs are they using that pay well? Read the seller's description. They often list their top programs. Look at how many articles they have versus their revenue.
So you're basically reverse engineering what success looks like in that space.
You got it. You're finding sites that have already figured out how to monetize that specific area. Also, check their traffic sources in the listing details. Are they 100% reliant on Google search? Or do they also get traffic from Pinterest or YouTube or an email list? This gives you a data-backed template for what a successful site in your micro niche might look like.
Super clever. Okay, moving to step 2. Building your marketing platform. This is where people often ask, do I really need a website? Can't I just put affiliate links on my TikTok or YouTube channel? Why do you and other experts always push for having your own website if you're serious?
Look, social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, they are fantastic traffic sources. You can absolutely use them to drive clicks to affiliate offers. But if you're building a long-term sustainable business, an asset you might eventually want to sell, or if you simply want control over your own destiny, then yes, a website is pretty much essential.
Why? What does the website give you that social doesn't?
Permanence and control. A website is your owned digital property. You're not subject to the whims of an algorithm change on Facebook or TikTok that could literally wipe out your income overnight because they decided to deprioritize external links. You control the user experience. You own the audience data, especially if you build an email list. You decide how to monetize. You control the branding.
And the cost to get started with a website is actually really low these days, isn't it? Hard to use cost as an excuse.
Oh, incredibly low. It's almost negligible. You can register a domain name for, what, $10 a year? Maybe less sometimes. And good quality starter web hosting using a provider like SiteGround, for example, can be as cheap as $2 or $3 a month for your first year with introductory offers. The financial barrier to entry is practically non-existent compared to almost any other type of business.
So for a beginner who's maybe not super technical, what are the basic tools you'd recommend to get that website up and running without pulling their hair out?
Keep it simple. Start with WordPress.org, the self-hosted version. It's the most popular content management system, CMS, in the world, incredibly flexible, and has a massive support community.
Okay, WordPress.
Yeah.
What about hosting and the look of the site?
For hosting, I often recommend SiteGround for beginners because it's affordable, reliable, and has good support. For the theme, which controls the look and feel, choose something lightweight and fast. GeneratePress is a fantastic option. It's super customizable, but very speed-focused.
And images. People need visuals.
Canva. It's a lifesaver. The free version is incredibly powerful for creating professional-looking graphics, featured images for your articles, social media posts, whatever you need. You absolutely do not need to be a graphic designer or pay for Photoshop these days.
Great tips. And the last piece of advice here seems to be about focus. Match your platform to your skills, and crucially, stick to one main channel when you start.
Yes. This is probably the biggest productivity hack. Don't try to be everywhere at once. Be honest about your strengths and what you actually enjoy doing. If you love writing, researching, going deep on topics, then focus your energy on building out your website content and maybe starting an email list.
And if you're more visual or conversational,
Then maybe YouTube is your primary platform, or even a podcast. If you're great at short-form video and trends, maybe TikTok or Instagram Reels make sense as a driver to your website or offers. But the key is, pick one main platform to really master first. Build your foundation there, trying to build a blog, a YouTube channel, a podcast, and 5 social media profiles all at the same time when you're starting. You'll just spread yourself way too thin and won't gain traction anywhere. Master one, then you can diversify later.
okay, let's just pause and unpack that for a second. Building out this authoritative website, getting that EEAT score high, doing all the research, creating evergreen content, as you've just detailed, that takes a significant amount of time and consistent effort, right?
Yeah.
Especially the planning and research phases.
Absolutely. Building any real business from the ground up requires a massive amount of that front-loaded work. There's no way around it if you follow this path.
So if you're listening, you know you want to get into e-commerce, you want to start making money online. But maybe the idea of spending the next 6-12 months just building the foundation feels daunting, or you prioritize speed. Well, there's another way to think about it.
That's true. The affiliate path we're outlining is powerful, but it's a long game, especially initially.
If you're serious about starting in e-commerce and you want to bypass some of that initial build time, Don't waste time building everything from scratch. Get a done-for-you Shopify store, complete with product sourcing and initial ad setup, so you can focus more quickly on the growing and marketing side of the business rather than the setup.
It lets you jump ahead in the process, focusing on sales rather than infrastructure from day one.
Exactly. You can check that out and learn more by visiting https://rebrand.ly/Sericon-N02, or just click the link we've put in the description of this deep dive. Okay, back to our affiliate blueprint. We've chosen the niche, we've decided on our platform, likely a website. Now we're into the execution phase, starting with step 3, planning and setting up your site using an SEO blueprint.
So the niche is picked, but we don't just start writing randomly, right? There is a structure needed.
Correct. The planning stage is critical. Your site needs to be structured logically, both for users and for search engines, before you write a single word. The main goal here is usually to build out content hubs or topic clusters. This signals to Google that you have deep authority on your chosen subject.
And how do we figure out that structure? Do we just guess?
No guessing. We start with competitor analysis. You absolutely need a good SEO tool for this, like RFs or SEMrush. You take a competitor site that you know is successful in your niche, maybe one you found during your Flipper research, plug its domain into the tool, and look at its competing domains report. Okay, that gives us a list of other sites in the same space. What are we looking for in that list?
We need to filter it. We're looking for competitors who are established but maybe not unbeatable giants, so apply some filters. I typically look for sites that have a domain rating or DR of at least 20.
Hang on, let's clarify DR for anyone new. What exactly is domain rating and why 20?
Sure. DR is a metric developed by Ahrefs, though other tools have similar scores like Moz's Domain Authority, DA. It basically measures the overall strength and authority of a website's backlink profile on a scale from 0 to 100. Think of it as a rough gauge of how much link juice or authority Google likely sees that site having.
So higher is better, more authoritative.
Right. 100 would be like Google or Facebook. A brand new site starts at 0. Setting a minimum filter of DR20 helps you ignore the really small, brand new, or potentially spammy sites and focus on competitors who have actually gained some traction and authority, proving they can rank. We also usually filter for sites getting a decent amount of organic traffic, say at least 7,000 visits per month from search engines. This shows they're actively succeeding with SEO.
Okay, so we have our refined list of relevant, successful competitors. Now what? How do we use that to plan our site?
Now we map out the content structure. You can use a tool like Dynalist, which is great for outlining, or even just a simple spreadsheet. You look at how your successful competitors structure their sites, what are their main menu categories, how do they group their content. The key is to plan out your own site structure, typically separating informational content from commercial content.
Can you give an example of how that separation looks?
Sure. Let's take a site like security.org, which covers home security. They have top-level categories like home security systems, smart home, digital security. Those are their main content hubs.
Okay.
Now, within the home security systems hub, they'll have informational articles, things like how do motion sensors work, or guide to DIY versus professional installation. These articles build authority, answer user questions, and attract links. Then they also have their commercial content within that same hub articles like Best Wireless Security Cameras for 2024 or Vivint Home Security Review.
Ah, I see. The informational stuff warms up the audience and builds trust, and the commercial stuff is where the affiliate links live and drive the sales.
Exactly. That planned structure helps users navigate, helps Google understand your expertise, and sets you up perfectly for the next part. The keyword strategy. We need to find those juicy keywords, the ones with buying intent, but hopefully lower competition.
Right. How do we hunt those down? What are the specific criteria we're looking for in a keyword?
This is where your SEO tool is crucial again. You're looking for keywords that meet, ideally, 4 criteria.
Okay, number 1.
Low competition signal. When you search for the keyword in Google, you want to see at least, say, 3 websites ranking on the first page that have a relatively low domain rating, maybe DR35 or below. If the entire first page is dominated by DR70 plus giants, it's going to be incredibly hard for a new site to break in.
So find the chinks in the armor. Number 2.
Traffic proof. Those weaker sites that are ranking. You need to check in your SEO tool how much organic traffic they are estimated to be getting for that specific keyword. Ideally, you want to see them pulling in maybe 150, 200 plus visits per month just from that term. This proves the keyword actually drives meaningful traffic if you can rank for it.
Okay, so it's worth targeting. 3rd.
Clear buying intent. This is crucial. The person searching for this keyword should be signaling that they're close to making a purchase or solving a problem right now.
And how do we know that? What's the signal?
Fourth criterion helps here. Use commercial term filters. In your keyword research tool, like Ahrefs Keywords Explorer, filter your searches to specifically include commercial modifiers. Think words like best, top, review, versus alternatives, buy, cheap, discount, brands.
Ah, so searching for best paintball mask instead of just paintball mask?
Precisely. Paintball mask is informational, maybe someone just learning. Best thermal lens paintball mask review. That person has their wallet out, metaphorically speaking. They've done their research, they know what they want. They're just looking for the final recommendation and the link to buy. Focusing on these high-intent, commercially modified keywords saves you so much time writing content that attracts browsers instead of buyers.
That makes perfect sense. Strategy and keywords are mapped out. Now, step 4. Create and publish quality content. This feels like the core of it all. We need content that's genuinely useful, engaging, and just screams that EEAT you mentioned.
It absolutely is the core. Content quality is non-negotiable. Your articles, your videos, whatever you create, it simply has to be better, more helpful, more thorough, more trustworthy than what your competitors are offering for those same keywords. For the commercial side of things, there are generally 4 main types of content you'll focus on creating.
Okay, let's run through them. First up, the classic,
Yeah.
the single product review.
Right. This is where you dive deep into one specific product. Let's say you're reviewing the Lorex 4K security camera system. Your review needs to be comprehensive, cover all the key features, give clear pros and cons important for trust, analyze the pricing, compare it briefly to maybe 1 or 2 direct competitors, and critically, if possible, include your own first-person experience using it. Photos, videos, anecdotes, that's where you really demonstrate the experience and expertise parts of EETT.
Okay, makes sense. Second type, you mentioned this converts well.
Yes, the roundup review. These target those best of keywords, like the 7 best VPN services of 2024, or top 5 robot vacuums for pet hair. Here, the goal isn't just one product, but curating a list of the top options within a category.
How do you structure those effectively?
You need to clearly highlight why each product made the list, and often which specific type of user it's best for, e.g., best overall, best budget option, best for large homes. And comparison tables are essential here. They let readers quickly scan features, prices, and ratings side by side. Tools like Affiliatable can actually help you build really nice-looking, interactive comparison tables easily, pulling data directly from merchant sites sometimes.
Cool. What about the other 2 types? They sounded comparison-focused too.
They are. Third is the V's article. This is where you pit 2 specific, popular, and often directly competing products against each other. Think Fitbit Charge 6 versus Garmin Viva Smart 5. These articles target users who are further down the funnel. They've likely narrowed their choice down to these 2 specific options and just need that final detailed comparison to make the decision.
Okay, and the 4th.
Alternatives. Articles. These are clever. You target keywords like market leader product alternatives, for example, MailChimp alternatives or QuickBooks alternatives. The person searching this already knows the big player, but they're actively looking for something different, maybe cheaper, maybe with a specific feature the leader lacks, maybe a better fit for a smaller business. You're catching savvy shoppers looking for value or specific solutions.
Got it. And you stressed earlier the importance of mixing this commercial content with informational content to build trust before asking for the click.
Yes, the content mix is absolutely key for building authority and warming up your audience. Think about a site like Baby Gear Lab. They have amazing in-depth reviews of jogging strollers, which is their commercial content. But before you even get to those reviews, they likely have comprehensive, neutral informational guides like how to choose the safest jogging stroller or understanding stroller suspension systems.
So they educate you first.
Exactly. That informational content establishes them as experts, builds massive trust, attracts natural backlinks from other sites, and gets people onto their site who might not be ready to buy yet. Then, when that reader eventually is ready to buy a jogging stroller, who are they going to trust? The site that already taught them everything they needed to know.
Smart. Okay, one last crucial point before we hit publish on any article that contains affiliate links.
Yeah.
The legal bit.
Yes, absolutely critical. You must include an affiliate disclosure. In the U.S., the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, requires it. Other countries have similar rules. It needs to be clear and conspicuous, usually right at the top of the article or page.
What does it need to say, basically?
Something simple like, this post contains affiliate links. If you click a link and make a purchase, we may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Transparency isn't just legally required, it's absolutely essential for maintaining that EEAT and reader trust. Don't try to hide it.
All right, we've planned the site. We're creating killer content. Now, step 5. Strategically adding affiliate links. This seems straightforward, but you mentioned it's easy to mess up. How do people get this wrong?
Yeah, the biggest mistake is just plastering links everywhere. It looks spammy, it overwhelms the reader, and it actually hurts your conversion rate because it destroys credibility. You need to be strategic about placement and, importantly, about clarity.
Clarity, meaning make it obvious it's a link they can buy from.
Exactly. Don't try to be sneaky and hide your affiliate link inside some random word in a paragraph. Use clear call to action buttons like check price on Amazon or learn more at merchant. Or make the linked text highly relevant and action-oriented, like you can buy the product name here. Prime the user's expectation they should know clicking that link will likely take them to a place where they can purchase or get more specific product details.
And you mentioned something about placement, especially in those big roundup reviews. People want the answer fast.
Yes. Front-loading is key for commercial content. Think about the Wirecutter again. They are masters at this. If someone searches for, say, best noise-canceling headphones, they probably don't want to read 2,000 words of the history of audio technology first.
They just want the recommendation.
Right. So put your key recommendations, maybe your top pick, your comparison table, or some quick buying tips right near the top of the article, often within the first few paragraphs. Give the user the answer they came for quickly, build trust, and then they might scroll down for the deeper details if they need them. Don't make them hunt for the value.
That makes sense. And another point about trust, you recommended offering links to multiple places to buy, not just one.
Absolutely, if possible. If a product is sold at Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and directly from the manufacturer, try to offer links to several of those options. Why? It shows the reader you're not just shilling for Amazon because they pay you. It signals that you're genuinely recommending the product is the best choice, regardless of where they prefer to buy it. It subtly increases your trustworthiness and caters to user preference.
Okay, links are placed strategically. Now we hit what you called the biggest hurdle for any online business. Step 6, driving traffic. We could have the world's best affiliate site in the perfect niche, but if nobody ever sees it,
You make $0. Exactly. Traffic is the absolute lifeblood, the currency of affiliate marketing. No traffic, no clicks, no commissions. It's that simple. And this is usually the hardest, most time-consuming part.
you mentioned paid traffic versus free traffic. What's the recommendation, especially for beginners?
Paid traffic running Google ads, Facebook ads, etc. can definitely get you visitors fast. But it's risky. It costs money directly, eating into your profit margins. You need to be really good at targeting and conversion tracking, otherwise you can burn through cash very quickly. For long-term sustainable success, and especially for building that sellable asset we talked about, the focus should really be on building free traffic sources.
Okay, let's break down the main free strategies you recommend for the long haul. First one, the big one.
Organic search, SEO. This means getting your website pages to rank high in Google search results for your target keywords. It involves everything we've discussed: great content, smart site structure, technical optimization, and crucially, building high-quality backlinks from other relevant websites.
SEO is slow though, right?
It is. It's a long game. You might not see significant results for 6, maybe even 12 months, depending on your niche and competition. But once you do start ranking, that traffic is highly targeted, consistent, and essentially free ongoing. It's the foundation of most successful affiliate sites.
Okay, SEO is number one. What's another key free source?
YouTube. Don't underestimate the power of video, especially for product reviews and tutorials. YouTube is the world's second largest search engine. Creating helpful video content related to your niche can drive significant traffic, build immense trust, people see you using the product, and YouTube's algorithm can sometimes promote your videos faster than Google ranks your articles, giving you an earlier traffic boost. Embed those videos in your website articles too.
Good synergy there. What about leveraging other people's audiences?
That brings us to guest posting. This is a classic SEO and networking tactic. You write a high-quality, genuinely useful article for another website in your broader niche, but not a direct competitor, in exchange for them including a link back to your website within the article or author bio.
Why is that link so important?
Because Google sees those backlinks from other reputable sites as votes of confidence for your site. The more high-quality, relevant backlinks you get, the higher your site's authority, like that DR score grows, and the easier it becomes for your content to rank. You should target sites with good authority and pitch them really valuable content ideas, not just generic fluff.
Okay, SEO, YouTube, guest posting.
Yeah.
What's the fourth big free source? You called this one the most profitable.
Email marketing. Building an email list is non-negotiable if you're serious about maximizing your affiliate income long-term. The stats are pretty clear. Affiliates who actively build and utilize an email list consistently earn significantly more. I think one study found it was over 66% more than those who don't.
Why is email so powerful?
Because you own that audience relationship. You're not reliant on Google's or Facebook's algorithm. You can communicate directly with your most engaged readers, build deeper trust, promote special offers or time-sensitive deals directly to their inbox, and drive traffic back to your new content on demand. It's your most valuable asset besides the website itself. Start building that list from day one with simple opt-in forms.
Fantastic overview of traffic. That leads us logically to the final step in the core blueprint. Step 7, tracking and optimization. We're driving traffic from different sources, promoting different products. How do we actually know what's working and what's not?
Yeah, without tracking, you're just flying blind, throwing spaghetti at the wall. You need a feedback loop to understand performance so you can double down on what works and ditch or fix what doesn't.
What are the essential tools for tracking?
Start with the free essentials from Google. Google Analytics is non-negotiable. It tells you who is coming to your website, demographics, location, how they got there, traffic sources like Google, social, email, and what they do once they arrive, which pages they visit, how long they stay, bounce rate, etc.
Okay, that tracks behavior on my site. What about search performance?
That's where Google Search Console comes in. Also free. Search Console tells you how Google sees your site. It shows you which keywords people are actually searching for when they find your pages, what your average ranking position is for those keywords, your click-through rate from search results, and any technical SEO issues Google might be finding. Both GA and GSC are foundational.
But those tools tell me about clicks to the affiliate link, right? They don't tell me if that click actually resulted in a sale or how much revenue I made from it.
Exactly. That's the gap. Google Analytics tells you someone clicked an outbound link, but the trail goes cold there. If you're promoting products across multiple different affiliate networks, say Amazon Associates, Share a Sale, and maybe a couple of direct programs tracking revenue, accurately becomes a huge pain.
So how do you solve that? Spreadsheets.
You could try manual spreadsheets, but it's incredibly time-consuming and error-prone. This is where dedicated affiliate link tracking and management tools come in. Software like Lasso is a popular example.
What does Lasso do?
Tools like Lasso allow you to manage all your affiliate links from one central dashboard. More importantly, they integrate with the various networks and programs to automatically pull in your click data and your actual revenue data. They can then attribute that revenue back to the specific page on your site and sometimes even the specific link or button that generated the sale.
Ah, so you can see exactly which articles and even which calls to action within those articles are making you the most money.
Precisely. That granular data is absolute gold. It allows you to make informed decisions. Maybe you see one article converts really well, you should promote it more. Maybe you see a specific button design gets way more clicks, you should use that design elsewhere. This is how you optimize effectively.
And that optimization should focus on the right metric. You had a really important point about conversion volume being more important than just a high commission rate. Can you run through that math example again? It was quite counterintuitive.
Absolutely. This trips people up all the time. They get seduced by a super high commission percentage or dollar amount. But high commission means nothing if nobody actually buys. Let's say you send 1,000 qualified clicks to 2 different merchants promoting similar products.
Okay, Company A.
Company A offers a massive $200 commission per sale. Sound amazing. But maybe their website checkout process is clunky or the product isn't quite right and their conversion rate is only 1%. So out of 1,000 clicks, you get 10 sales. 10 sales, x $200 commission is $2,000 total earnings.
Okay, $2,000 from 1,000 clicks. What about Company B?
Company B offers a much lower commission, say only $20 per sale. Doesn't sound nearly as exciting. But maybe their product is a perfect fit for your audience, their landing page is amazing, and they convert visitors really well. Let's say a 12% conversion rate. Out of the same 1,000 clicks, you get 120 sales. 120 sales x $20 commission equals $2,400 total earnings.
Wow. So Company B, with the commission rate that was 10 times lower, actually made you $400 more money from the same amount of traffic.
Exactly. Volume wins. Conversion rate is king. Always focus on your earnings per click, EPC, across different programs, not just the headline commission rate. And here's the kicker. Once you can prove to company B that you're sending them 120 high-converting sales consistently, now you have leverage. You can go back to them and say, hey, I'm one of your top affiliates. Can we negotiate that $20 commission up to $25 or $30? That's how you really start compounding your earnings.
Okay, we have laid out a really solid 7-step foundation. People follow that, they put in the work, they should start seeing results. But now, let's talk about taking it to the next level. What are some of the advanced strategies the real pros use to significantly boost their earnings, pushing them into that expert category? We got to start with what you call the golden goose.
Ah, yes, the recurring commissions. This is, for many, the holy grail of affiliate marketing. Instead of getting paid just once for a sale, you promote products or services that have a subscription model.
Like what kind of products?
Think software as a service. Yes. Things like email marketing providers like ConvertKit or Aweber,
Yeah.
web hosting like SiteGround or WP Engine, CRM software, keyword research tools like Ahrefs, membership sites, online court platforms, VPN services. Anything where the customer pays regularly, usually monthly or annually.
You get a cut every time they pay.
Often, yes. Many of these programs offer recurring commissions. So you refer a customer once, maybe get an initial commission, but then you also get a percentage, say 20, 30%, of every single recurring payment that customer makes for the lifetime of their subscription, or sometimes for the first year.
That completely changes the math on the value of a click.
Dramatically. Imagine referring someone to a software that costs $100 a month and you get a 30% recurring commission. That's $30 in your pocket every month from that single referral, potentially for years. We've seen scenarios, especially with high-ticket software, where a single click that leads to a long-term subscriber can easily generate $350 or more in total commissions over time, build hundreds or thousands of those recurring streams. That's how you achieve truly scalable passive income.
That's powerful. Okay, next level strategy. Let's talk psychology. How do we nudge those qualified visitors, the ones reading our great content, over the edge to actually click and buy? You mentioned using scarcity and discounts effectively.
Right. This taps into fundamental human behavior. First step, if you can, is to negotiate an exclusive discount for your audience with your affiliate partner. Having a unique coupon code, use code DEEPDIV10 for 10% off, makes your offer more compelling than just a standard link.
Okay, you have the discount. How do you present it for maximum impact?
Psychology trick. Always anchor the full price first. On your main review page, talk about the product's value at its normal price. Establish that higher value point in the reader's mind.
Then you reveal the discount.
Yes, often using strategic timing. A great tactic is the exit intent pop-up. Tools like Opt-in Monster can detect when a user is about to leave your page. They move their mouse towards the back button or browser bar. Just as they're about to leave, bam, a pop-up appears offering them that exclusive time-sensitive discount.
Catching them on the way out. And the time-sensitive part is key.
Crucial for urgency. But, and this is a huge but, the scarcity must be genuine. Use a tool like Deadline Funnel, which can create unique, truly expiring timers for each individual visitor based on when they first saw the offer. This creates real urgency to act now. What you absolutely must avoid is using fake countdown timers that just reset every time you refresh the page.
Like those mattress companies sometimes get caught doing.
Exactly. Fake scarcity destroys trust instantly and can even get you into trouble with regulators like the FTC. Keep it real. Genuine urgency works. Fake urgency backfires badly.
Okay, another psychological trigger you mentioned was maybe a bit more primal. Tapping into fear or the consequences of not acting.
Yes, and this needs to be handled ethically and subtly, not with aggressive scare tactics. But fundamentally, humans are often more motivated by the fear of loss than the prospect of gain. So in your content, you can briefly and factually highlight the negative consequences of not buying or using the product you're recommending if it genuinely solves a potential problem.
Can you give an example?
Think about the site Swim University, reviewing pool safety alarms. They don't just list the alarm's features, motion detection, loud siren. They might also concisely mention right up front that a reliable pool alarm is crucial for protecting children and pets from the tragic risk of drowning. You're not dwelling on the fear, but you're connecting the product directly to preventing a significant negative outcome. It's a powerful motivator when used responsibly.
Right, connecting the solution to preventing pain. Makes sense. Let's swing back to EET again. We talked about saying you're an expert, but how do we tangibly demonstrate that experience and expertise in our content? How do we show it?
The number one way, use the product yourself. If you're reviewing physical products, vacuums, cameras, mattresses, whatever you absolutely need to get your hands on them, take original photos and videos of you actually using the product. Don't just rely on the manufacturer's stock images that everyone else uses.
Like those unboxing videos or demonstration clips.
Exactly. Sites like Modern Castle do an amazing job with this in the home appliance space. They show the vacuum cleaning their floors, the air purifier running in their living room, and use first-person language in your writing. When I tested the battery life, or in my experience, the setup took about. This instantly signals real-world, hands-on experience, which both readers and Google value immensely.
And you mentioned formalizing that trust, like having a policy page.
Yes, another great trust signal is to create a detailed product review policy or editorial guidelines page on your site. Explain exactly how you choose products to review, what your testing methodology involves, even if it's simple, how you make money, disclosing your affiliate relationships clearly again, and how you maintain editorial independence and objectivity. Look at how sites like the Sleep Foundation detail their extensive mattress testing process. It builds huge institutional credibility.
Okay, another clever value-add strategy, offering a bonus from you if someone buys through your link. How does that work?
This is a fantastic way to sweeten the deal and make your affiliate link more attractive than anyone else's, without the merchant having to offer a discount. It leverages the psychological principle that people love getting something extra, even if the bonus has a lower monetary value than a discount might.
Like the study where people preferred a free cookie over a slightly cheaper cupcake.
Exactly that idea. So you offer a relevant bonus that you provide if someone purchases through your link. For example, maybe you offer a free checklist, an exclusive video tutorial, a short ebook you wrote, or even a brief consultation call related to the product.
Can you give a real-world example?
A great example is Adam Preiser from WP Crafter. When he recommends certain web hosts or WordPress tools via his affiliate links, he often bundles in access to several of his own premium WordPress training courses, courses that normally sell for hundreds of dollars completely free. The merchant pays him the affiliate commission, and he uses a portion of that potential earning to buy the customer's click by giving them massive added value. It's a huge incentive to use his link.
Very smart. Okay, final advanced strategy, content diversification. We talked about best of articles, but you said don't just rely on those. Where else should we look for high-intent keywords that might have less competition?
Definitely explore those comparison keywords we touched on earlier. First, really dig into the V's keywords, product A versus product B. People searching these are usually very close to buying. They've narrowed it down. These keywords often have lower search volume than the big best of terms, but the conversion rate can be much higher and competition might be lower.
Okay, V's keywords. What else?
Second, double down on those alternatives keywords. Best market leader alternatives. Again, the intent here is super high. The searcher knows the main product, knows the category, but is actively looking for other options. They might be price sensitive or need a specific feature or dislike something about the leader. These are often overlooked gold mines because the search volume isn't massive, but the commercial intent is through the roof. Use your keyword tool to brainstorm competitor versus competitor and market leader alternatives ideas within your niche. Hashtag outro.
Wow, okay. We have covered an enormous amount of ground there, from the basic definition and reality check right through a detailed 7-step blueprint and finishing with some really advanced tactics. I think the main conclusion still holds firm. Affiliate marketing, as a model, has this incredibly low barrier to entry compared to other businesses, right?
Absolutely. You don't need to invent a product. You don't need to handle inventory or shipping. You don't need huge amounts of capital to start. You don't even need deep technical coding skills to get a basic website up. The barrier is low.
But we keep coming back to low barrier does not mean low effort or instant results.
Not at all. Success in affiliate marketing is almost entirely a function of time, consistent effort, doing the smart research upfront, especially niche selection, creating genuinely high-quality content, and then continuously tracking and optimizing based on your data. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But if you commit to treating it like a real business consistently over that 1 to 2 year time frame we talked about, the potential income ceiling is exceptionally high. You can definitely move from that beginner $0 1 kilo a month bracket towards the expert level, building that valuable 7-figure asset.
It really requires that dedication, especially in those early months when you're putting in the work, building the site, writing content, and maybe not seeing much traffic yet while waiting for SEO to, kick in.
That's the toughest part, the grind before the results show up. You need persistence. And we've focused a lot today on the SEO and authority website path, which is incredibly powerful for long-term success. But here's maybe a final provocative thought for you, the listener, to consider.
Oh, intriguing. What's that?
If you really master the fundamentals, understanding your audience, creating great content quickly, basic keyword research, what if you use tools like Google Trends to spot newly trending products or services within your micro niche before everyone else jumps on them?
Like getting ahead of the curve.
Exactly. How could being the very first person to publish a detailed, trustworthy review or a comprehensive how-to guide for a brand new buzzworthy product redefine your earning potential? In a narrow micro niche, speed and being first to market with quality content can sometimes be just as powerful, or even more powerful initially, than having a massive, established authority site. You could potentially lock in those early rankings and recurring commissions before the big players even notice the trend. Something to think about.
That's a fantastic strategic point. Be nimble, be quick. Okay, wrapping up. If you are serious about starting in e-commerce, remember the affiliate path we outlined today requires that significant time investment, especially upfront, to build organic traffic and authority. If maybe your priority is getting to the selling part faster and focusing on growth rather than that initial, often slow build phase.
Then remember the alternative we mentioned. If you're serious about starting in e-commerce, don't waste time building everything from scratch. Get a done-for-you Shopify store, complete with product sourcing and initial ad setup, so you can focus your energy on growing the business instead of just setting it up.
It's about choosing the path that best fits your goals and resources. You can learn more about that option and get started by visiting https://rebrand.ly/SarahConN02, or just click the link right there in the description of this deep dive.